PDP needs to move on from Wike and consider him an enemy of the ticket, Dr. Sam Amadi opines. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Arise News analyst and Nigerian professor Dr. Sam Amadi has opined that the People's Democratic Party, PDP, needs to move on from Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and considered him in quote an enemy of the party's ticket due to his political rift with Atiku Abubakar and his demand for Dr. Iyorchia Ayu to resign as the People Democratic Party national chairman, as he claimed that his actions are damaging to the ticket. Speaking in an interview on Arise News Network, Dr. Sam Amadi opined, I think that Wike has already eroded the brand significantly before now. Nothing new really. He has abused candidates in my view, even if he does not leave the People Democratic Party. He has actually done damage to the ticket. When you present a candidate as someone that is unreliable, as someone that promised you something I did not deliver, I keep saying, look, which party am I in? And that is too childish. Clearly, you're telling Nigerians that this candidate is not reliable. That is what it means. And I think that is why the People Democratic Party needs to move on from Wike and consider him an enemy of the ticket. In my view, he is speaking ill of that ticket and is damaging its credibility. He stressed that peace was pivotal for lasting and sustainable development, adding that there was no justice for victims of rape, kidnapping and killing in Nigeria. How do you expect a woman who is impregnated while in captivity or living with HIV or whose future is being destroyed to be peaceful when the government celebrates with the repentant bandits? Mr. Wike said. As far as political thieves and those that cause us pain have not been punished, we are not expecting a lasting peace in Nigeria. For Nigerians to have peace, he said, there must be respect for the Constitution and the principle of federal character. The Enugu official noted that the agitations by various groups and nationalities, especially in the southeast, were due to lack of representation in the security and many government actors. However, Mr. Wike, the bishop at the Christ Ascension Church Enugu, added that violence became prevalent because many Nigerians felt marginalized, allowing youth, especially those at tertiary institutions, to stay at home for a year. The government is calling for violence, which is an enemy to peace, he said. Mr. Wike warned against taking up arms against the government. What we want are security and welfare. But where the government failed to protect its citizens, they are calling for violence, not peace. Until those causing problems in the country are arrested, there will be no peace, Mr. Wike stressed. Also, he urged the Buhari regime to uphold justice, fairness, and equity in the distribution of national appointment and resources to ensure peaceful coexistence among Nigerians. However, Mr. Wike urged Nigerians to embrace peace and cohabit with one another, stressing that their grievances could be settled through round-table discussions. Okay, then say they don't talk. Anybody will get ear, make him hear. This thing where Mr. Wike talk and this governor talk, not the truth. You cannot be saying that you want Nigeria to be united, that you want to cure, that you want to deal with the security. And we have what they call repentant bandits. Nibo, why are you deceiving? It is better for you to come out and say you don't want to work, you don't want to handle the insecurity because it favors some people. I'm telling you the truth. Otherwise, why will we have repentant bandits and the government will be okay? I've said it before. I don't think I have ever heard in the history of any country that there has been the term used repentant terrorist. For where repentant and terrorists are not used in the same sentence. Because terrorists are terrorists. They say snake they born waiting long. Snake they do waiting, they born waiting long. You cannot collate jaw. You cannot say that what's it called? You cannot say that repentant terrorists they have repented truly. What if they go back? What are the chances? What kind of conviction do you have that this person will be said they killed before will not slip right back? And if they slip right back into it, what are you going to do since you have already took them and reintegrate them into the society. Wetin you don't do. What did you do in particular to make sure that if this thing happen, what is your proactive measures in case that thing will be say you say it no go happen? There are what proactive measures have been put in place? What if these people slip right back? What exactly are you going to do? They have not thought about it. What if, God forbid, but we all know that there is no how, there's a possibility, even if the possibility is 0.0001, that is people that have retreated into the society begin their killing spree again. What are they going to do? The government never think can reach that side though. Our governments are not proactive. Things happen and happen and happen and happen for 10 times. You see a road will get spoiled and people keep complaining, people keep reaching out to the government, people write to the government, people will come on radio, they're going to say things, people go on TV, they'll call it, oh, this road is bad. Until they hear say people don't die for that road tire. Before you see the government will not come, it's okay. They want to do something. It is not how the government should work. The government should work, they should be proactive. We should have proactive people who will see the problem before the problem comes and deal with it or put solutions on ground so that immediately the problem raises its head up, there's a solution to tackle it already. Okay. Why won't they celebrate them? Are they not their jihadists, my dear? I know be talk. Power of man is ephemeral, and there is a day of reckoning. The orphans, the widows, which the terrorists killed, and their family members are not well cared for. Imagine, we live in a country where people who are victims, they know the seafood chop. There are some people who they have abandoned their homes, their farms, the means of livelihood because of these killings, and they're not taken care of. Meanwhile, our government, they carry our taxpayers' money. The government takes our money and takes it to care for those so-called repentant terrorists. Upside down. Not only for Nigeria now, if you hear this kind of thing, I they tell you, our money that we're supposed to be using to take care of the victims, which these people have, people who have been made orphans, people who have been made widows, people have been made widowers, people who they have even their family, only them, 9 days. What the government did is they took our taxpayers, our money, they took it to be faring for these people and leaving the victims. Leaving them. If you go to IDP camp, if you talk, they say they have IDP camp. If you go to IDP camps, you will see that these people are not being cared for. Nobody they look these people, nobody they reason these people matter at all. And this is not how it is supposed to be. Yet, terrorists are treated well. May God judge accordingly. May the supporters of vampires terrorizing our country directly or indirectly reap the fruit of their labor. May the tears of the orphans be upon the generation. My brother, I follow you say amen. To be sincere, I follow you talk amen. When you know criminals and you treat them with kid gloves, criminals become dictator to the government of a sovereign nation. That was terrible, and religious leaders. That was terrible, and religious leaders become their PRO, and no arrest was ever made. Somebody is saying you people should stop advising him because in less than a year he will come out of there. Instead, let us try to disallow the likes from occupying that position again. Very, very correct. There's nothing we can do about those who are there, but rather we can do something about those who are going to be there next year. All right, on this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.